What an amazing night. Thank you to everybody who performed tonight. Safe travels to our traveling friends from out of state. And Reverend Angel Dust, you always have something of wisdom to say, so take us out. Ladies and gentlemen, the Reverend Angel Dust. And we'll see you next week for who knows what. Reverend Angel Dust.
Lies.
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 So, is Donald or Ronald Dump picking on Jeff Bezos unfairly? That is the question.
What was the question?
Is Ronald Dump picking on Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, unfairly? I mean, is it a question of whether Jeff Bezos needs the United States or whether the United States needs Jeff Bezos?
It's a question of whether the Reverend Angel Dust needs echo. That's what I think.
All right.
You sound mighty and holy, but I think maybe, you know.
So the question would be,
That's better.
Jeff Bezos has actually perfected this platform and popularized it to the point that people in Canada can order stuff from the United States, but they have to pay tariffs on it. So if you want to order a gift from somebody in Canada, you have to go to Amazon Canada.
Awesome.
There is actually a separate Amazon Canada company.
Hey, Reverend Angel.
Yep.
Did you hear about the people got shot in YouTube?
A way to bring us down.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Okay, so I mean,
I'm sorry.
there is also an Amazon India. So Amazon India has slightly more people than the United States, like 1.3 billion.
I wish they'd stop calling me and selling me Viagra, though, because
They have actually 1.3 billion people. So there is now an Amazon India because
Awesome.
Jeff Bezos felt it was necessary to be competitive against Alibaba because there are even more people in China.
Tom, how long should it stay erected on?
So I don't know.
it depends. If you get the Chinese stuff, it's fucking amazing. I'd fuck a wall.
Fuck all night long?
Yeah, oh my God.
Till the morning?
Yeah, I don't want to take it, I would like to not take the energy down, though. Can we please keep it above board? Reverend, we're in church, okay? Reverend, thank you. Please close this out.
As you know, last week I was talking about the repealing of assault rifles, especially when police use them against naked teenagers.
All right, alternate reality is occurring.
And we are not making fun of naked teenagers at all, especially if they're making drugs and doing, taking drugs and doing what they're supposed to do.
Jesus Christ.
But we do not support policemen shooting naked teenagers with assault rifles.
Right, never have, never will.
Never have, never will.
Yep.
And, as prophetic as I was, I anticipated the problem in Palo Alto at the YouTube campus where a female serial shooter.
She was not a
Actually,
serial shooter.
Serial shooter, or what do you call a shooter?
No, I think,
Somebody loses their
I'm
mind.
sorry, I think YouTube is a serial, like, they don't give you money for your hits. She had 300,000 views, she got like 10 cents. I mean, I'd go down there. I mean, not really, but I mean, now I'm a peaceful person. But, I mean, come on.
And I thought she was mad at the fact that she didn't get a lot of hits.
She had plenty.
No,
She had tons of
She
hits.
went down there and shot up her boyfriend.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. All of you are backseat driving. You're all
She was
backseat
retaliating
driving.
against YouTube because she thought that YouTube was directing traffic away from her videos.
They made her normal exercise videos unavailable for people under the age of 18.
Right now.
And her exercise videos were not all that sexual. They were not sexual. They were just, she's like, here's how to get a tight body. And then she'd do sit-ups and push-ups and stuff. And she had a kind of a, you know, a fairly, the kind of outfit you would wear when you're working out.
Yoga pants.
Yep, that's it. But the tight ones, not the loose baggy ones. And then what happened was, she was working out and they cut her off. They said nobody under the age of 18 can see this stuff because it's lewd, as we call it, lewdity in the Tabernacle. But at the same time, they were showing Disney films, which, as we know, are thoroughly pornographic on every level.
Okay,
And those are not restricted to children. In fact, they encourage children to look at things like Mary fucking Poppins. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And they have children looking at Dumbo. Yeah, Dumbo's totally porn, man. Are you kidding me? It's a fucking elephant with his big
Gets all
long
drunk.
trunk sticking up in the air.
Gets all
I mean,
drunk.
this is disgusting.
That's nudity.
That's
not
disgusting. If I ever see elephant sex again, it'll be too soon. That movie traumatized me. And then it flew in the air with its big dick. I'm not watching that shit.
No way.
Anyway, if assault rifles were illegal, maybe this irate woman who had felt she had been insulted about her legs would not have gone into YouTube and shot everybody.
Yeah, but she went in there with a big
But I do
fucking
think
revolver.
there is a
She didn't even have an
take-home
assault
lesson.
rifle.
Think twice before you insult a woman's body.
Yes, thank you. That's right. Thank you. Finally, we got to the
There
middle.
could be dire consequences.
Don't insult anyone.
Yeah, especially women.
Try to be nice, right, Reverend, to people? Try to be nice.
and not objective.
And don't shoot other people is good, I think.
Yeah, fuck that.
So, you know, just as James Earl Ray didn't like black people and thought that he might get political asylum in Rhodesia, but the Rhodesian government thought he was wacko and probably never would have given him political asylum, but he was too much of a mess up to even get to Rhodesia.
Rhodesia.
This woman was irate about the fact that YouTube thought she was a sex object, when that wasn't exactly, that was entirely not what she was trying to portray herself as. In fact, she was just trying to help people feel more healthy by teaching them how to exercise properly and live longer. It had nothing to do with sexuality. So it shows, which is another lesson that here in the Tabernacle of Hedonism, we don't believe in nudity. We believe in nudity, but not fluidity. And sometimes porn can be non-fluidity. But
Would you say fluidity is
non-fluidity.
Fluidity,
Because,
that's how we
for
pronounce
example,
fluidity.
look at James Earl Ray. He went down to Mexico and he actually was getting away from bank robberies. He was getting away from robbing grocery stores and jewelry stores, which he did weekly, and that's what he did for a living for his entire life. And he was actually trying to do something honest, which was to make porn. But the problem was that the guy was so hard to get along with and so much of an offbeat person that he couldn't even make it in the porn industry.
Was he an offbeat person
So
or a beat-off
basically,
person?
his partner, who was a Mexican prostitute, gave him the boot.
The boot!
Said, I don't want to be your partner anymore, and he sent James Earl Ray back to Los Angeles, where he began to, continue to rob convenience stores, banks, jewelry stores, what have you.
Is this the show?
Yeah. And along the way, he happened to shoot Martin Luther King. And then, of course, he escaped to Canada, and then under an assumed name went to Britain and tried to seek political asylum in Rhodesia, which probably never would have worked. And while he was in Britain, he actually robbed a store.
And so your final thoughts are?
Basically, it is not porn, it is the people that make porn that is the problem. It's just like, for example, the gun doesn't shoot people, the people who use the gun kill people. So in other words,
Don't watch porn.
the people who porn is bad not because of the nudity, it is because of the people that make porn.
You tell it like it is, Reverend.
I don't know what that means. Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I feel very.
But sometimes people who cannot appreciate life misinterpret things that were never intended to be porn as porn.
I like porn.
So I don't know. My take-home lesson is there is nothing wrong with nudity, and nudity is a very broad and complicated subject, but it is something that we should seek basically counseling from the goddess in order to resist and stay away from and use her teachings as guidance to create a better world full of peace, nudity, and drugs. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Amen. A woman, a joint. God is blessed. Hallelujah.